Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Terry for coming through. Miss Pearly, shout out to you for coming through, Queen.
Hello, everybody.
Everyone,
Hello,
I
everyone.
have a special guest today. I told you guys that I was going to have a treat. And today we have the Queen, Miss
No.
Critical, in the building. Hey, Queen.
Hey,
How
hey,
you
everybody.
doing?
She closed the doors on me. She closed the doors. You better give up that 40,000.
Close the doors. Ushers,
Close the
close the
door.
doors. We can't let Critical leave.
Mm-mm. Girl, stop.
I'm so happy to have you up here with me, sis. It
No, I'm,
really
I'm
means a
happy to
lot.
be here. I'm happy to
Thank
be.
you.
Hello to anybody on my end that's watching it as well.
Yes, because we are streaming and we are live in full effect.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now we got a good talk. We got a couple of things, but it stems from a main topic, and it's a really good topic of discussion. Um, and I know our title is a misconception for mass deception change. I'm chosen. Thank you for coming through, Queen.
Hello. I'm chosen.
Yeah, she's at a birthday party. Well, happy birthday to the birthday person.
Hey, Pearly.
Hey, Pearly Queen. Thank you for coming through. I know that you're out for an event too. Y'all turn up. Everybody doing big things.
Mm-hmm.
Josephine, thank you for coming through, Queen. Peace and blessings to you. I'm
Yes,
always
no.
grateful for you, Miss Josephine. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm chosen for hitting that like button, Queen. I really appreciate it. Okay, y'all. And this was good timing, as a matter of fact. I'm so happy that this video kind of surfaced just recently because it's gonna go hand in hand with our discussion, right? But I know that all of y'all have been seeing the video of Marvin Sapp demanding the ushers to close the doors, right? What's your
Absolutely.
what's your take on it, Queen? What you thinking about?
I don't know whether to think about Teddy Pendergrass, close the door. I, ah, we just gonna watch the video. I'm curious to see the whole thing and not just snippets.
Yeah, we didn't get to see the whole thing, right? I know we were looking at the TikTok video, so it kind of gave us that small little piece. So we're gonna be watching it for the first time with everyone that joins in with us, right? And then we're gonna go into dialogue, and it's actually gonna bring about the discussion that we were having about certain things before this video even surfaced, which I mean, divine timing, right? It's perfect. Let me go ahead and see if I can try to share this. Here we go.
Mhm.
And we're gonna go ahead and watch it real quick and just see what we can get from it.
I want everybody to remain standing quickly. How many already received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Listen, when you study scripture, you will notice that
It's
whenever God
lagging, sis.
did something in the time of the patriarch,
You say it's dragging?
Yeah,
Oh goodness gracious. I don't know. Technology, it'll do that to us. Let's try to let's try to push through it and see, if it try to catch up a little bit.
of old, the patriarchs would pause. They would set up an altar. They would offer a sacrifice. I asked each and every one of you how many of y'all received something from the word of the Lord. Everyone in this place said these words, I did. Because of your acknowledgement of what God did in word, there is an obligation that is attached to that acknowledgement. In biblical days, they offered livestock,
Is it still lagging?
grain.
yeah, it's still
That was a
lagging. Why don't you
currency.
go out and go back in? Just try it,
Yeah.
because we really want everybody to get this message of before and not just that particular part.
Yeah, because he actually had a good it was something that he was just stating that I wanted everybody to hear because I wanted to speak on that as a matter of fact. Let me see something. I'm gonna try it again. Brother Terry, thank you for coming back through, King. Peace and blessings to you. Let me see if we could try it again. Maybe it just needed a second to load.
Close the doors for me for a quick moment.
How is that?
I want everybody to remain standing quickly. How many of y'all really received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Listen, when you study scripture, you would notice that whenever God did something in the lives of the patriarchs of old, the patriarchs would pause.
Hey, Terry.
They would set up an altar and they would offer a sacrifice. I asked each and every one of you how many of y'all received something from the Lord. Everyone in this place said these words, I did. Because of your acknowledgement of what God did in word, there is an obligation that is attached to that acknowledgement. In biblical days, they offered livestock, grain. That was a type of currency. But if you will, I did not say money. I said currency. And this is what God is saying. For at least 1,000 of you in the building. And this is simple. I'm not going to challenge you the way Bishop did. But I know that there's 1,000 individuals under the sound of my voice that can do what I'm about to challenge you all to do. This is simple. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be.
Now, see, he stated something right there. I want
Now, for those of us
to. I
who are on the
want to
dais,
pause it.
I'm taking you.
Sis, did that make any sense to you? He stated that someone challenged him, and Marvin stated that he wasn't going to challenge him. Am I wrong? Did I hear that incorrectly?
I heard that too. And I thought he said 20,000.
Right. But here's the thing that I wanted to speak on. When he was talking about, he asked them if they received basically the message or the word, right?
Hmm.
And he said that there's an obligation that comes behind it.
Yeah, now I did hear that, and I raised my eye on that one. I did.
Because and this is what I feel. Because if there's an obligation, were they known was this obligation spoken of before they received?
I doubt it.
So were they lured into this obligation?
It's feeling trappish. It is feeling trappish.
Okay,
Mhm.
I just wanted to make sure that I made sense.
Yeah, it's giving off trappish. And at the end of the day, this is, I just want this to be known on my end. This is not coming against the church. Okay. Let me just say that because by me believing in, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, a lot of people think that when you come and talk about this kind of thing, that it's coming against the church. For me, it's not coming against the church. This was a individual that was in error. Period.
Okay.
That's how my take on it. So
Right. To me, above all things, regardless to what you decide to do in life, if
Hmm.
you want to be a part of religion or not, you have to be able to use your own discernment, your own mind, and understand when you are being, preyed upon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And to me, it would feel as if I am being lured into a situation if I'm not aware of an obligation once I am receiving of what you are setting out for me to receive. What is
Hmm.
your full intent if you're telling me now that you have given me something, what you're stating is from the will of the Lord,
With a price tag.
with a price tag that you're saying is my obligation? Now I am obligated to pay for what you said was the will of the Lord. Now
Yeah.
he wants to. Go ahead, Queen. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. Go ahead. I said I'm just agreeing. Go ahead.
And he wants to go into the Bible, right? And he wants to discuss. And see, everybody can do it. It's all possible for everyone to find something in the scripture to work into their favor, right? It's hard to find anyone that decides to use the scripture to hold them to their own accountability, right?
Hmm.
But you want to say all of the sacrificial things or the blessings or whatever you may call it that the people use to deliver up unto God or to the Lord and Savior, that was their obligation. And see, that's mental manipulation right there,
It is. It is.
because now you're saying that you too have to be able to place your child as a form of a sacrifice in order for the ram to come out of the bush. Everybody has to do it, but what's the point of the story?
Well,
Am I
we're gonna
missing
see. Now we're
something?
gonna see it continue. We're gonna see.
Okay.
I feel like this
I
was the
just,
lead up. This
to
was
me, I feel
the lead up.
people have to realize manipulative tactics,
Mhm.
and it can kind of clear up a few things. And I know a lot of people don't want us talking about prophets or what they see as prophets based upon their beliefs, right?
Mhm.
And I can understand that. You get what I'm saying? And all respect to those who may feel this way,
Mhm.
but I disagree.
Well, if they also believe in the Bible, they also believe that he clearly said they will be false ones as well. So,
Yeah.
if you're just going to believe everybody who says they're a prophet, you're going against what the Word of God says anyway.
Right. You have to be willing to discern between the two, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
here we are.
yep.
Here we are.
And I'm not saying he's a false prophet. I'm not saying that at all. Let me just clear that. But I know what he did in this instance was not in line with God. It wasn't.
Yeah, no, everybody is not perfect, and some people,
Hmm.
they may have moments of falling short.
Right.
But if he is a man of wisdom, then he too can see how this moment can be an example for better, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, it's not about how the milk was spilt on the floor. It's
Hmm.
about how you go about it once, it's already been spilled on the floor.
Hmm.
So if he catches an offense to his mistake, or where somebody can see he has done wrong, then he is proven to be what? He's proven to be a false prophet. Okay, so let's go.
Higher, so put it back. I'm a strong believer that leaders lead not only in time, not only in talent, but also in treasure. Leaders lead in time, talent, and treasure. I was taught a long
And
time ago.
treasure. Hmm.
Sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
Hmm.
Close the doors.
Can you pause right there, sis?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
If you, I don't know if anybody paid attention to the ones behind him,
Hmm.
but Mr. Man right here in the white, he was actually shocked.
Yeah. Yes. Because he said that it costs to be up there. I wonder if
No,
they
no,
knew
no, he
what.
didn't say that. He didn't say that yet. He said
Uh-huh.
close the doors. And he in the white looked like, say what now?
Oh yeah, getting to that part, closing the doors, and then the fact that he kept, close the doors. Like I said, what I said, right?
Yeah, but the
And
man in the white, I pay attention to the ones in the back as well. And
hmm.
and that man in the white was kind of disturbed that he was telling them to close that door. He was.
Hmm. He threw them kind of off, right? Because first he tells them, it costs to be up there on the podium with him, right? And this is the thing. I wonder if they knew what type of calls that he was referencing to before he even made this statement. Because if they'd have known that they probably would have had to pay $100, to be up there, some of them might have would have stayed, but it would have felt so much better to know beforehand, right?
Hmm.
And then not only that, but you're telling them to close the doors, lock the doors, close the doors. We ain't gonna say lock. I'm not gonna put no words in his mouth, but lock the doors. That's what he stated to these people. Now I don't know about y'all, but I start to get claustrophobic. I be
Yeah.
done tell them close the doors on who? Wait a minute. Let me walk
I,
out first, right?
I think I'd have been shocked like the guy in the white. I'd have looked like, say what now?
Like, hold on, wait a
Yeah,
minute. What
yeah.
you talking
I just want to make sure before I turn up that this is real. What you talking?
about? Uh-huh. It's giving cult-like mentality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But see, a lot of people are in denial of this mental understanding, this mental trauma that they face throughout religion, because he feels as if he's a man of authority in the spiritual aspect, that he has every right to hold you against your will for his own purposes, because you
Crazy.
have an obligation and he gonna force his hand for you to have that obligation sought through.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us allow ourselves in these type of situations more than just religion, because we feel, or we have agreed, or we only have the thought process that this is okay because he is ordained by God.
That's true.
And this is the abuse that we tolerate. And so when we walk around in life, this is the abuse that we give to each other. That we feel that we have a right to be controlling, manipulative, selfish, you know, and we have every right to use our own judgment to determine how things should go about. This is abuse, teaching abuse to spread abuse. And this is what a cult like mentality is. And this is what a lot of people in general have a mindset as. These this is this is the way of the people,
Hmm.
to be abusers, to be abusive, because
Because I have
we
this title. Yeah.
and we're being abused by our spiritual leaders who don't see or don't want to take the accountability in their behavior, because you was wrong before you even got on that panel. You knew what you were going to do.
But
You
does he know
knew
it's wrong?
you were gonna rob your own people of $40,000. You came in the church broke and came out rich. How you play that?
But does he really realize it was wrong? See, sometimes people could be so full of themselves that they don't even realize it was wrong.
You
And
probably don't.
considering his rebuttal, I don't think that it was wrong. Hey, Upper.
Hey, Upper Queen, thank you so much for coming through. Peace and blessings to you.
Yes,
Shout out to you, Queen. I love your channel. I love your work. You doing your thing, sis. Shout
yes,
out
he
to
is.
you.
Hmm. Yeah,
No, but
but I don't think he really, because I looked at his rebuttal afterwards, and
mhm.
he has got what they call a reprobate mind. You know what I'm
Cause
saying? He thinks it's okay. It's okay.
he's not taking any accountability whatsoever.
Ooh, there go that
He,
word again. Lord have mercy.
oh, I'm sorry. He's
Okay.
justifying his behavior.
Oh, that word. Oh.
Thank you so much, Upper Queen. Thank you so much. He justifying his own behavior. He don't see what's wrong because if in his thought process, I'm doing the will of the Lord. I'm
Yeah.
doing the will of God. I have every right to be mentally destructive. I have every
Mm-hmm.
right to determine what you do with your funding. I have every right to demand whatever it is I want from you, even if you're not capable of providing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have every right to judge you if you're capable of providing that or not. I have every right to make you feel as if you're indebted to me
Yep.
because I'm up here
I was
on
gonna say
this
he on a
platform.
patio, girl, but
I said patio, pantyhose. He
he
got
on
his
them
panties in a
pantyhose.
bunch.
Yeah.
But I'm up here on this panel and I'm doing the work of God. And you see how they justify that? I'm doing the work of God.
This
He
is
he,
why,
he
like you said, this was perfect at this time because of the main thing that we're talking about is the imperfect, perfect human.
yes.
Um, Being imperfect is definitely this right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it's not gonna sway anybody from the church that's looking at him as an imperfect human. See, just because he has a title, I don't look at him or anybody else that's in the church as perfect. So when they make these errors, I'm able to say you're wrong and still not judge. You get what I'm saying? Because I
Right.
know that he's imperfect. He's
Right.
human.
Right. I feel like this. It's a mental prison,
Mhm.
and everybody becomes comfortable in this mental prison, no matter how torturous it is to you. You
Mhm.
deny the torture because we don't know anything different. We don't know anything better. And we have been pressured or pressed into having fear to think or see anything outside of the prison. Imagine sitting in a prison cell with a window and being scared to look out of it.
Mhm.
That's what religion does.
Well, yeah, I definitely don't like religion. I
It,
do not like religion. Mm-mm.
it place you in a mindset to have you scared to look out of the window, but to endure the torment that you are having within the prison with
Mhm.
no moment of wonder or to look at the outside sky at all,
And
because
the people in
you're not
Mhm.
supposed to question God.
Yeah, and the people in the religion form of this is going to say he didn't do nothing wrong, or they're going to water it down. You know what I'm saying? That's what religion is going to do. It's going to say, well, it wasn't, he wasn't meaning this, he was meaning that. You know, that's what religion.
And that was one of the discussion part of the discussion that I wanted to get into, the denying of self and emotions, and how it is the true definition of denying God.
Mm,
Okay,
mhm.
I think it was a statement that I stated. I said, will a man rob God? And the answer to that is yes. They
Mhm.
rob him every day.
Absolutely. So is this an example? Now, I just want to ask anybody that's looking at the replay or that's coming in, is this an example, the ones who believe in the stories of the Bible, is this the part where Jesus come and turn the tables over? Is this one of
Oh,
those situations?
yes. Does he come and turn the tables upside down now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
you're
question
doing
I
this
answer.
in the name of my father. I
Hmm.
know Jesus would be hot, right?
Yeah, okay. All right. Just want to know. Okay.
And see, and right here in religious understanding, in that thought process, will deny the fact that he's holding us against our will, right? But
Yeah.
see, the Almighty, and a lot of people believe in God. So we're gonna go based upon the believance of God.
Hmm.
If he created you with 10 fingers, 10 toes, a heart, a brain, feelings. You can feel happiness, you can feel sadness, you can feel anger, you can feel
Hmm.
fear. If you can feel all of these things, what do you think you are doing when you are allowing yourself to be happy? You're allowing God to be happy. But if you are denying yourself of anger, if you are denying yourself of what is really happening to you, don't you think you just might be denying God in this moment?
And he said, anger, but sin not. So if you're
Right.
allowed to be angry, you're allowed to be happy, you're allowed to be frustrated, you're allowed to do all of that. You just can't act off of it in certain ways that will put you in the danger zone. You get what I'm saying? But
Right.
yeah, if you're denying being mad, then you are denying him.
Ham, thank you for coming through, King. Peace and
Hey, Tam.
blessings to you. Peace and blessings to you, bro. Shout out to you. I seen one of your thumbnails, man. You getting creative with that artwork, bro. Shout out to you, King. Yes. So basically, you're denying God of what it is that He is showing you in this moment because of somebody standing in the pulpit stating that they're working in His favor.
They did. He did.
So every day you walk around in life and you say, well, I'm just gonna give it to God. I'm just gonna give it all to God. And with that mindset, you don't even realize that you're denying God of his feelings.
And he is.
It is through you that he is seeing. It is through your perspective that he is understanding. Greater is he that is he than he greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world, right? So if
Right.
he is within you, then it is him that is feeling. He's feeling the anger. He's feeling the depression. He's feeling the betrayal. He's feeling the trauma. Why are you denying him of it?
Because religion has closed the door. Again, religion has closed the door and making people feel that they can't feel.
Right.
Does that make
And
sense?
this is why religion, and let me tell you, because I don't think a lot of people understand what it is with religion. What does religion actually mean? We got to understand what re means. Lisa Queen, thank you for coming through. Thank you, D Ham.
Yes,
Shout
thank
out
you,
to you,
Dehan.
King. To realign you. It's a realignment. Now, is this the alignment of God? You got to ask yourself this, right?
Hmm.
Because if this is the realignment of God, then by all means, deny yourself of all of those feelings.
Hmm. Hey, Lisa. Hmm.
But be mindful. Be mindful. Because if he made you in his image, then ye are perfectly so. So,
Hmm.
what is the need to be realigned? What am I
Hmm.
being realigned from? And they'll say, well, you
Good
were born
question.
into sin and all of these things in the sort like this and things like that. Well, let's think about this. If we were born into sin,
Hmm.
and religion is to identify this to us. And that's one thing that I can't stand, because in religion they tell you it's your fault that you were basically born into sin because of Eve and Adam, and eating the forbidden fruit.
Yes,
You know,
Lisa, it is I. I'm just answering Lisa.
yes, Lisa Queen. You know I had to get her up here. I
She
had
closed
to
the
get her
door.
up here,
She
y'all.
closed the door. I never would have paid it. Never would have paid
Never would have paid
it.
it.
Okay, keep going.
No, but I really want to talk about this. You know what Lisa said? I just did a video on TikTok about Marvin Sapp behavior. I can't with him, and I'm a huge supporter of his. Most definitely, I love his music,
Oh yeah,
you know,
girl. Yes.
but the behavior that he just displayed, oh my goodness.
We're gonna have to get Lisa name on TikTok to go look at it.
Yes, yes, Lisa. Oh, put your TikTok name down. I'll
Yeah.
go and follow. Y'all, I'm not really good with the social media things, but I'm working on it. I've been looking at TikTok lately.
Yeah, you have.
I've been getting out there in the social media world a little bit more and more. And TikTok will have you going down the rabbit hole, okay? And yeah, but no, I gotta get back to what we was discussing.
It's okay. You want to go ahead and push play?
Yeah, let's push play real
And
quick
let's
because
see
I
where
had
he at with it now. He done closed the door. He done Teddy Pendergrassed us. He done closed the door. He done Teddy Pendergrassed us, y'all.
he said close them doors.
Nancy gonna turn off the lights. Wait a minute.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to get this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to get this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit here.
Andrew,
Y'all said,
Hold on, so
pause it
he
right there.
gangsted the people online too?
Yeah, he told them what they gonna do. You know what? Let me tell you something. The way he's sweating, we should have known something was up. Ain't nobody sweating this much. We should have known something ain't right with this picture. Girl, this man is up in that pulpit sweating too hard.
Yes, you see his shirt. You
He
see
knew
his
this was
shirt.
wrong.
He knew he was in some type of trouble and he needed that money.
Yeah,
He
he's sweating.
needed it.
He's sweating like his life depend on it.
And then he pointing at the camera telling the people online too. Like, yeah, we locking the doors on y'all too. You can't shut this your device off until you sow the seed.
Mm-hmm. He Suge Knight. He turned Suge Knight real fast.
Right. He gonna gangster everybody out some money. To me, that tells me that you woke up this morning with this on your mind. That you was gonna walk out that door with what you needed. Now just envision this if somebody was to call the police. If somebody of full discernment called the police and said that we're being trapped into this church until he receives a certain amount of money, I wonder would the police have arrested him, or would have stated, this is how God works. Which
That's
one?
interesting. That's very interesting.
It's a very scary moment if you actually sit down and think about it, you
Hmm.
know, and put your beliefs to the side for a second and just see how you basically being gangstered in your faith. Because of your faith, you being gangstered.
And
Do you
again, go ahead, sis.
No, you good, go for it.
And again, for those who, for some reason, don't understand what's going on, this isn't against the church. This is against an individual that did an error, a big error at that. And I hate talking about it too, because like Lisa said, she liked Marvin. I like him too. But we got to call this out.
Right. We gotta call it out. Because how long are we gonna stand for it? How long are we gonna stand for somebody playing on our talks basically? To me, I feel like it's a play on ignorance. Deham says, unfortunately, this is the norm in the black church. They have conditioned these people to be manipulated out of their money. Most
Hmm.
definitely. It's an abusive tactic because people work hard for their earnings, and
Well,
then
he
to
said
have
you ain't
someone
doing
to
nothing but
do,
going to eat. That's how you finna do. You just gonna go eat.
I work for it. I can, if I want to spend my money on food, that's my business.
Hmm.
Yeah, we got to expose it. And but not only do we have to expose it, but we have to come to a mental understanding of, maybe, just maybe, the thought process of religion has been the key to our mental imprisonment.
Mm. And it has. I agree.
You get what I'm
Religion is not
saying?
spirituality. It's not.
What has gotten us to a point throughout history does not mean that that is the end game. Sometimes we have to get to a point of evolution, and we
Hmm.
can now surpass certain things that has gotten us through before, and just realizing that it can't get us any further. Sometimes we need to leave it right where it was, right where it is. And see, it's gotten so filled with a bunch of people, a bunch of pimps who feel like they can pimp you based upon your own ignorance. It is time now for people to lose the fear and gain the discipline to gather up
Yes, it is, Lisa.
their own earnings of the word. Pick up the Bible, pick up a terminology book, pick up other books to help you understand and identify the Bible and learn it for thine self so that you can't be manipulated with your emotions and your ignorance. Lisa says that's why people don't want to be a part of these churches. It's a money grab as well. Worldly crap. Exactly. Ashe, Queen. It's time to evolve. Because if you want to think about it, if religion has done anything for our ancestors, then we are grateful because we are here now. But here, where we are now, it strongly
Religion ain't it.
determines.
Religion ain't it. Mm-mm,
Yes, it's not it. Because where
mm-mm.
we are now, it determines where we will be tomorrow, right? And if we keep seeing these instances, these pastors, and these different scenarios, and we keep playing, well, everything isn't like that, and everything isn't this, and they made a mistake, or that pastor was wrong. We can't hold it against religion. At some point, you know what I'm saying? We have to be like, all right, maybe it's just time for me to learn the word for myself. So that even if you want to be a part of religion, at least you would have that form of knowledge to know the difference
Mhm,
between a prophet that's being a pimp and a prophet that's actually there to set out the word, right?
mhm.
Uh, we see this idea of first and foremost needing a leader. That's false to me as well. You become your own leader. You determine your own truth. It's your soul that is important. Your soul. You are the only way that your soul can reach what you think is heaven on the afterlife, right? Why would you place the knowledge of that into the hands of somebody else? How
Now,
important
you
how
know I'm gonna
important
disagree with you on that.
how important how important is your soul to you? Because the way my soul is important to me, I don't need room for doubt. I can't just stand on the belief of someone else. I have to know. Now you go for it, Queen. Tell me what you disagree with.
You can read Lisa's the chat. You can read that first.
Um,
Mhm,
Upper says, AKA pressure. Where's the religion at?
mhm,
I'm chosen. False prophets. I can't stand them. Yeah, where's the religion? I don't believe in religion. I don't practice religion.
mhm.
I'm very spiritual. To be honest with you, I would love to open up with you guys about my understanding about God. I don't want to shoo anybody away. So I stay based upon the understanding of the majority, right? But we all evolve together. And right now, form of understanding right here is to understand that religion is a category.
Yes.
that
Yep.
a lot of us have placed ourselves in. And it kind of places us in a small box mentally. It's a thought process that you agree upon that isn't necessarily working in your favor. And the only way that you can come to the full understanding of that is if you take your life into your own hands and become the leader of it for yourself. Then you start to see things differently. A lot of people can't understand that. A lot of people run from that because that means you have to be accountable of self. And religion
Thank
wants
you,
you to
Shirley.
be, as innocent as a child, or, as a sheep, you know, because
Hmm.
Jesus is the shepherd.
And religion, and what you're speaking on that is powerful because I want to answer Lisa question with that a little bit as well. Religion is what you definitely said it was. It puts you in a box, and it'll tell you don't say this, don't do that. It has you in line, okay?
Yes.
And it totally goes against the Bible. I'm one who believe in the Bible, and everything that religion says to do and the way to go is contradicting to the actual word of God,
Right.
which blows me because that's why it says study to show thyself approved. Because I'm able to see a Marvin Sapp and say, no, 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 this is not what this book's saying. You get what I'm saying? When you get in the book, those who do believe in the Bible, when you get in the book, that's when you start learning the spiritual side. And
Yes.
and believe it or not, you're going to start moving away from the religion. You are. You're going
Right.
to have no choice but to do that because it goes
Right.
against what the book is saying.
Right. Exactly. I agree with everything you just stated. I think it's powerful. I think what I'm also grateful for? That is
Mhm.
so many people becoming fearless to even have this discussion.
I know, right?
Yeah, because it was a time where
You don't talk about don't talk about church. You better not go against it.
right, you can't go against
Mm-mm,
God. You can't go
mm-mm,
against God.
mm-mm,
You
mm-mm.
know what I'm saying? Lisa said, "Can I join up on your panel?" Sure, Queen. You got a couple of inputs you want to put out? You want to put down what we picking up, Queen? Of course. Let's see. Let me see. Let me put my invite real quick. Y'all don't mind the twins in the background. They doing their thing. Even though I got to tell them to keep it down. Come on up, Queen. Come on up, Queen. This is a powerful thing. Let's play some more real quick till Queen Lisa
Okay.
comes up.
Y'all can bring him right now. Come, 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 come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the, take your phone and stick it
He gonna
on
tell
the
you how to
bucket.
do it with your phone and everything. That's crazy. What's that? $3?
Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. 1,000 people online. You give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving. I'm about to go get in my truck. I'm going to my hotel. I got me some fruit. Fruit. I'm doing fruit now. Fruit water. I'm trying to look at us. Yeah. Now, after you come up here, you can open the doors. Y'all walk out the door after you come up here.
Wow.
Make sure you come this way before you go out the door.
Mm,
That's it.
mm, mm,
Look at
mm.
God. Look at what God has done.
He had the nerve to say, "Look at God."
Mm, 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 mm.
Hallelujah. I'm good. I'm out. Peace.
Oh wow. Hmm.
Now he's out. He gone. He done left. Thank you, D Ham King. Now he gone. Y'all see how
Mhm.
that worked?
He hit a lick and he out of
He done
there.
got what he wanted and he out.
Wow.
He hit a leg on him. And now he out. He got what he wanted. Hold on, let me stop it because now I want to play some more. He done hit a lick and he out. He said he done got what he wanted.
Hmm.
Hold on, let me let Lisa Queen up. Hey Queen,
Hey, wait
Hey,
a minute.
Lisa.
peace and
Hey, what's
blessings.
up? What's up? What's up? How y'all
How
doing?
you doing?
Amazing.
Good,
Amazing.
good.
I don't know if I was backstage and then I dropped and I came back up, so you just hear my voice. Oh my God,
No,
you can
yeah,
hear
I
me
hear you,
clearly?
Queen.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the thing with these pastors, they just be
Mm-hmm.
doing a whole lot of worldly stuff, and it's like I believe in God, but I just don't believe in the message. Like you said, people come to church. They worry about how the person look, if they not dressed properly, if they don't have the gear like they have. Because I've been to some churches like that where, I even cussed and, I was supposed to do that, but me and my sister did a little tag team in church because it's how we, okay, let me take you back.
Go for it, Queen. Can you hear me? Am I the only one up here? You hear me, Critical?
Yeah, I'm up here, but
Lisa Queen, you up here?
Lisa said she gonna take us back, and I guess she went back.
Something what
I
happened with the mic? Come back, Lisa Queen.
didn't-
I mean, I'm telling you, we got to get to a point. But see, the thing is, it's a mental laziness that's been pressed upon the people, and it's a laziness to not want to look further or to see further, and it's a mindset that makes us feel as if we know it all, and that we have all the answers, all that is to be answered. We have it right, and that is where we fail, and that's where a lot of us are failing, and that's why a lot of the pimps that call themselves prophets inside the pulpit has been able to play on us because of the mental laziness, to the lack of self care, not wanting to learn, not wanting to grow, and the fear that that they place on us to not even want to look anywhere further, because I want to make it to heaven, and I'd rather do it this way than to not make it, right? Or I don't want God to be ashamed of me. You get what I'm saying? But see, the wonders of the mind is, if you believe that God has created you and he gave you a mind to even have the question to be a possibility, then it is not him that you are questioning. It is the mind that you are utilizing to find the truth. You get what I'm saying? That is what we're doing. You
I
know,
think everybody needs you know me about the mind. I
mhm,
think that my my thoughts on mental defragging. I
right.
think that everybody, especially in our culture, all need to be mentally defragged. And
Yeah.
those who know what defrag
Mhm,
is.
mhm.
Because I think a lot of it has been inherited from generations of being lazy in the thinking realm. And
Right.
just being to get along with what, what's presented to you. And,
Right.
and that started way back. So I think once we come to awareness in the mind, that's when we should start changing the narrative for our families when it comes
Right.
to spirituality.
Right.
Because some people
Yeah.
still looking at white Jesus. I mean, I'm just saying.
Right.
Right.
Hey,
Mhm.
Lisa Queen.
Hey, boo. I'm sorry about that little. Technical problem.
No, you okay? You all right? We here.
I know. What's up, Critical? In the building. Miss you, girl. Miss
I,
you, miss you.
Lisa, she drugged me. You know, I don't be liking to go live like that. She drugged me.
That's okay. That's okay. We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell us your story, Queen. Let's hear it.
Yeah, you
Okay.
taking us back.
So
Let's go.
this this day, my sister, I was like, "You want to go to church on Sunday?" She was like, "Yeah, sure." This was years ago. So I was like, "Okay." We get there. So we want to sit together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it was enough space where when we got there, the usher was like, "Hold on." So I was like, "Excuse me, is it possible? I just, my sister wants to sit with me." She was like, she gave me this look, and I'm like, did she? So my sister, she about to pop off. I'm like, okay, wait, let's just see what's going on. So she was like, well, she can sit there. I said, no, we want to sit together.
Right.
But then she was like, she called us both two heathens. And then we
Mm.
call her the bitch word.
Right.
And that was the end of the service because I left and
Right.
my sister left. So that was the end of that. It's just how they treated us. And that's like, just because we want to sit together, is this
Mm-hmm.
what we doing in here?
You know,
And
you got religious folks who like to
Mhm.
treat people as if they didn't have a time before they were quote unquote saved.
Absolutely.
You have people with this mindset, and it's a religious mindset. It's a cult like mentality
Yeah.
to feel like you can treat somebody a certain type of way because now you have a title or now you don't live a life that you claim you used to live. Now you're better than somebody because you feel like you're in a place of no better, or you're in a
Yeah.
place of you're being considered in a light. So now everybody else is less than, and they have to
Hmm.
your abuse or your manipulative tactics or your
Hmm.
judgment on them to make them feel as if they're not worthy for respect. They're not worthy to be treated as your equal. They're not worthy to be treated as a person. You know,
Right.
that's that religious mindset.
And I'm
And
And
gonna say
that's
this.
then,
I'm gonna say
mhm,
this. How you know it's religion? See, so
hmm,
so many people will sit there and say, "Well, no, that's not religion. That's just how it is when you serve God." Well,
mm-mm.
God says that you're not supposed to look down on people.
Right.
right.
God
Right.
says you're not supposed to be judgmental.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So you can't tell me that's not religion if that's what you're doing. And once again, it goes against that Bible that you told me.
Right.
I even have been dressed, and I've
Mhm.
always was shapely. I even had eyes of other women in the church.
Mhm.
I said, I can't help what God gave me, and you're watching me like that.
Right.
And I
It's
got those looks. I got the husbands are sitting in the chair with their wives and pulling on them. Like, stop it! Is this what y'all about? I don't see the plate go around about 5 times. I'm like, I don't know what that is. But that's
that
what made
one.
me just pull back. Like,
Mhm.
Well,
I'm confused.
well, let me just say this though. We got to remember those of us that have been and go to church, that it's a hospital. You feel me, Lisa?
Yeah,
It's a hospital. So it's the church is like a house full of broken people. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So, the pastor or whoever he is or she is, they can't watch what everybody do. And I just want to say, don't let it become a part of, that's why I don't go to that church or go to church, because
Right.
everybody is sick. You don't know who healed in what area or if at all. You know what
And
I'm
then
saying?
That
the
one. Thank
biggest
you for coming through, Queen.
the
A
biggest
Stokes. Thank you for
problem
coming
Hey,
through,
hey, so
Queen.
is them predators in there. There's a lot of them in there. That's another thing
it is.
too. It's just
It is.
like it's so many. It's like you see it every time you turn on the news. It's this, that, and it's like who? If we're coming to you, or even they have pastors in there that preach or talk to you or counsel you. So how are you counseling me? How are you helping me? Then I seen them turn people away that was hungry. I've seen a
Mhm.
lot. And I really, all those things has really discouraged me. But like I said, I'm not going to say that I don't love God. I don't know who he is.
Mhm.
I,
Mhm.
I think for my life, losing two children like I
Mhm.
did, he
Mhm.
has walked me through it. He has
Right.
got me to a better place, a better state of mind, a better understanding. Like at first, I was like, well, he just took my kids, but I had to learn my kids were just borrowed to me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They were just lent
Yep.
to me. And he's the ultimate one that's in charge.
Yep. And
But I
thank
didn't
God
know
for
that.
that.
I didn't
Mhm.
know that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I was like, I wasn't even bitter. I was so upset because I said, how you just took my kids like that? You just took my kids like that.
Mhm.
Not knowing they were sick. I get it. But when you a mom and you really going through something and you see your children go from healthy to sick to barely not there, that takes a lot on you. You
It
know what I'm
does.
saying? That
Yeah.
you have to be around people like even some therapists, even people that went through losing children. I had to gravitate to getting into therapy and learning grieving and trying to master this. You know what I'm saying? And I know in my heart there is a God because from what I came from where I'm at now, I'm in a better space and I understand more. I didn't understand it,
See,
you
you
know?
defragging your brain. And that's
Yeah,
what I was
yeah,
telling Angie. A lot of times it ain't that your circumstances can even change, but once you start defragging your brain and
yeah,
start thinking different and transforming that mind, no matter what's going on around you, yeah, you're still gonna have emotions about it, but it's not gonna bother you. It's
Right.
not gonna
right,
bother you. I love the silence. I love silence
Yes.
yeah,
because I get a peace in silence. I get a rejuvenation in silence. The world
Yes.
to me has too much noise. Too much noise.
Yes.
Ooh, child. Tell me
Too much.
about it.
Yes, it is. In the Almighty states that you cannot hear me above your own thoughts. So the silence, sitting in silence is the most powerful thing that a person can do because the
Mhm.
world is going to keep moving. Time is going to
Yeah,
keep moving. But when you are able to become more in control of yourself within that spinning ball, then you become a very powerful vessel.
Mhm.
You know,
yeah, yeah,
silence, silencing all of the noise and the chaos of the outside and grasping the inner understanding, the inner word, the inner truth of the Almighty, you know.
right.
And that is what everything is distracting you from. When you go to church, you get all of the music, and it's beautiful music. It's great music, but yet and still it's noise. It's too loud for you to hear above
Yeah.
your own thoughts.
Hmm. I know.
Silent.
It's a lot. And even what's happening now, with all these ignorant people trying to change it. That listen, you would never change what our skin tone is. So you can do whatever you want, and that's part we have to be silent with that too, because we did all that we can do. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
None
we
of us
do.
have
But
the power to change anybody
right, right,
at all.
right,
So
No.
why would I waste my energy
right.
that's precious to me on trying to change you? What sense does that
Right.
make? I can't
Right.
change Lisa.
Mm-mm,
Right.
mm-mm.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, because knowledge is free. I always was taught that wisdom is free.
Mhm.
It's just what you want to take. Like for me, I'm one of those. I love elders.
Mhm. Me
I
too.
I I've been around that era where I just could sit with them all day on the
Mhm.
porch and just let them just tell me what's going on. And that's why I learned a lot from my great grandmother because she expressed certain things. She's the one that taught me how to clean my skin. She's the one that taught me how to pray in the morning, pray when you leave, pray when you come in the house. Like those things stay with me for so long, even though I was a statistic of child abuse, sexual abuse, and all them things.
Mm.
Right.
And she left alone, I was young, but she left me, but I still wasn't mad because she still watched over me.
Mm-hmm.
So she got me through, like she said, you're going to go through that little storm, but it's going to be all right at the end. And that's what I kept on hearing in my head. And it took a long, long, long time, but I'm here. So I
Right.
know that if you really want it,
Mm-hmm.
it's there,
Because
Right.
and a
life
lot of
storms is
people
not
don't
gonna
want that.
stop. They're not gonna
Right.
stop. Life storms, if
Exactly.
somebody is waiting on life storms to stop, then they just gonna be waiting. Because
Right.
life
Yeah.
storms is not gonna stop. It's how you react in your storm.
That's
Right.
right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? That's what's gonna matter to your health, your mental. How are you gonna react to your storm?
Right.
Right.
Are you gonna act like everybody wants you to, or are you gonna act like you need to?
Right.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
And guess what? Even if you do act like the way everybody wanted you to, all right, well, you did it that time, just do better next time. You get what I'm saying? Like we put too
Yeah.
much emphasis on things that we cannot change.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We have
And
a
some
thought.
people just stuck. Some people just rather be in the chaos, rather just be stuck. Like sometime or another,
They
you
do.
gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. You gotta
Right.
wake up. Because
My
you
thing
gotta
is
be
that
an example to your kids and everybody else
mhm.
too.
How about you
We
got to show
all.
up for yourself?
That's true.
Let me
Absolutely.
tell you, all of us love a little chaos sometimes. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Yeah.
you got to know when, okay, this is depleting my energy. This is making me turn into somebody that I don't like. Or this
Right.
is, this is taking me away from my purpose. That's when you got to know yourself. And I think people that like to be in a lot of chaos and don't see themselves just don't know who they are yet. I do.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that a lot of
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that are in chaos, they're in an endless cycle of torment. They don't necessarily know how to get off.
Yeah,
They
that's
don't
true.
know how to stop torturing themselves because we've never been taught necessarily how to not torture ourselves. We've been only taught to stand in the midst of torture and allow it. You get what I'm saying? But if
Yeah.
you keep sitting on that nail long enough, eventually you're going to find your way up off it, right? But
Right.
once you get up off it, you have to come to an understanding of how you've gotten off of the nail and how you want to stay off the nail.
Right.
Because
Hmm.
the thought process it's all the changing of the mind. The thought process is what keeps you in the torture because you can scream out loud that you want something to stop all day long. But
Right.
knowing that you cannot control anything outside of yourself will let you know that whether it stops or not, I'm getting off this cycle. I'm getting
Right.
off this nail.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It can keep
Yep.
going all it wants to, but it's not gonna have me to torment.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Hmm. You're
I
right.
agree.
Like yesterday, my neighbor, she suffers from schizophrenic. She's
What's happening
bipolar.
with
She's
women?
everything. And I gave her some clothes last week, but anything because I've been decluttering. And I gave her, and she almost made me cry because she knocked on the door. She was like, "Miss Lisa, I know you was a fly girl there. Look at my outfit. Look at my outfit." But it's the stuff I gave her, and I was like, "Oh my."
You went out, Queen.
You know, I don't know. I have a special heart for her, and I always tell her, listen, I know when she's going through something because I'll see that hospital for a few days or whatever. And she was like, you know what? I want to start going to a church or something. But I didn't have the right information just to give her because I don't go myself. But I was like, you know what? Maybe just start in your Bible. Get your
That's right.
Bible. And I don't know, but that just made me feel so good, that she was able just to come and share that with me. And I know she has a lot going on, but I don't mishandle her. I always give her love. I give her a hug. If she's hungry, I feed her. You know, that's the person I am. That ain't
Right.
gonna change. And
Right.
she just threw me away today because I wasn't expecting that. But
Right.
sometimes God do them blessings and then they just right there. And it felt good. And I told her it's gonna be all right. You gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So I always encourage her, and we have other people in the bill. Oh, she just, it doesn't matter because everybody has a form of mental illness. And don't knock somebody because you don't know how that person got that mental illness.
Yes.
You don't know that.
Yes.
Eh,
That's one thing that I'm big on. You never
Yeah.
want to underestimate the mind of another. And you never want to
Amen.
treat them as if they have not endured something that's not fair to their story. You
Yes.
treat people exactly just as much as you have endured, they have. Just as
Amen.
much as you have learned, they have. Everyone is my equal until they proven themselves not to be. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? And most of the time, if you're proving yourself that you're not my equal, it's because you are treating me as if I am not yours.
Absolutely. That's it right there. Mhm. And
And
you
that's
just
how that
don't.
goes.
Right. Don't knock somebody because, like I said, everybody has a form of trauma, abuse. I know I did. And it took steps. That wasn't no easy thing to process.
Right.
Why most people don't do it
It
because
just wasn't.
Right.
And one day it'll get better. You
Right.
gotta tell yourself it's gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? And he's amazing that he will move people out of your circle that's not supposed to be there in the first
That's
place.
true. That's right.
So that's another blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He just, that's it.
what they
And he
season
will
can be
sit
up.
you
I'm
down.
big. I'm big on seasons. I
Yeah.
think everybody that you come across in life was supposed to be there at that time in that season,
Yeah.
and that
Amen.
was to either show you something or show you something that you shouldn't do.
Mhm.
I'm big on everything happens for a reason and a season.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. 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 And that's how I know, like, I know I got a huge heart because I used to be mad. I used to be angry, but it was the things that happened to me to make me that way.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? These are people that I trusted that turned on me and just didn't support me. I mean, it was just a whole school of family members, all of them, and knew what I went through, but nobody was there to hold their hand and hug me and tell me it's going to be all right.
Right.
So that's when this man comes aside. Woo, let me just move these people away from her.
That's right.
Don't go.
And you know what that taught you, Lisa? That taught you on what not to do.
That's
Yes,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Them doing
yes,
that to you told you what not to do.
Yeah,
yep.
because a lot of instances where this happens to people, they actually become the monster in somebody else's story because
Thank
they're
you.
not realizing that these things that happen to us, they're not realizing that these things that happen to us are not meant for us to carry out into someone else's story, but for us to realize and identify, how it makes us feel, how can we grow from it? How can we improve from it? And how can we show others to go a different way? you know if we're using the things that hurt us, if we're not healing from the things that hurt us, we
Yeah.
start to see from that view, and we start to give that to everyone else. We spread it like a virus.
Ooh, child.
So I
Mm,
got a
mm, mm.
question. I got a
Mhm.
question for you ladies.
Okay.
I'm starting with Lisa.
Come on, baby. I'm here.
What is considered to you, and I'm going by our thumbnail, an imperfect human.
Hmm. Let's
Now
see.
you can pass it to Angie if you want to get your thoughts together. You can pass it on, but
All
whichever
right,
way.
I'll pass it on.
Okay.
Come on,
Well, an
Angie.
imperfect, perfect human is someone who is able to identify with themselves, acknowledge and accept that they are not perfect, and it is their imperfectness that makes them perfect. It
Got
is
it.
it is the understanding that I'm not gonna be a size two, 6.5 feet model with, long, bountiful hair. The viewpoint of the world and what they identify as perfect. I'm not gonna be, the teacher or the picture perfect leader that somebody that the world identifies as a perfect leader, because I don't have those characteristics. I am not your perfect. I acknowledge that my flaws, I acknowledge that my mistakes, I acknowledge that my experiences is what makes my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It's what makes my value. And that is, it's not perfect. It's not great, but it makes
Right.
me perfect in the
Mm-hmm.
knowing of that.
It makes you unique
It
in
Right.
your
makes
own
me
way.
Yeah.
authentic. It
Mm-hmm.
makes me powerful,
Mm-hmm.
because people run away from their past. They run away from their story. But I'm going to
Yeah.
stand in mine so that I can be a light for those who need to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand it completely because that's how I feel. Your title express how what I've been going through.
Mhm.
Getting
There's
See,
no
sick.
perfect human. There's no
my
Not,
perfect human.
not.
My scars, I do not hide, and I do not feel any shame for them, because it
Right.
was my fight and it is my trophy from my fights that got me to this point, that makes me very much so capable, if not more capable than most, to be
Mhm.
able to help those who are trying to get through the wilderness as well.
Yep.
So with that said,
Absolutely.
is if everybody understands that humans are imperfect and they embrace themselves, just like Angie was just saying, life would
Yeah.
be so much better. It
Yes.
would. That's why Angie can come on here and say, I'm happy. That's why I
Mhm.
can come on here and say, I'm amazing. Life is great.
Right.
Because even with all the noise and the imperfectness, we still embrace it.
That's it.
Yes. I agree. Yep.
It's what
Totally.
makes you powerful. Your story, the things that you've been through in life, it is not without a purpose.
Mm-mm.
Your story is necessary. And if you let anybody make you feel less because you have a story, then you're allowing them to take away your power.
Mhm.
But the world, of course, because we're programmed, and I'm gonna go back to that defragging of the mind has been programmed to feel like it's wrong to be imperfect. So y'all got, in order to be perfect, y'all got to walk by our standards, not realizing, wait a minute, it's okay to be imperfect. Because
Yeah.
nobody's gonna be perfect regardless.
Mm-mm.
None of us look the same. So none of us are born looking the same. None of us are born in the same status or social status or
Mm-mm.
financial class or family dynamics. So when you think about it like that, then it is of the Almighty's purpose for you to be different. So if
Yes.
you are allowing yourself in a mental prison that this society is placing upon
Ooh,
you to
honey.
force yourself in a light of an existence that is not yours, you are denying God.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm. I agree.
Now that's
Totally.
the God that they believe, right?
yeah.
Because Angie has a different understanding for God. And let me just go ahead and get it out the door, okay? And let me just explain it to you guys. But God is a supreme being or a deity. God is a thought process. The Almighty, the source, is not a God. The source cannot be contained. God has a container. It's a being. The Almighty is not to be contained, nor can it be described. It is something that is seen without being seen. It is something that is felt without being felt. It is the existence of all existences. To call the Almighty God is to be placing God in a prison itself. Now, when I reference God, when I am speaking of God, I am speaking to someone or people in a thought process of a higher calling. I am speaking to someone who is in their highest form of consciousness. That is who God is.
Mm.
To Angie.
To Angie.
To Angie.
Right,
Y'all don't have to
Because
receive it, but
right,
it feels so
right.
good to be free with it. I'm gonna just
right,
be
Yeah,
because and see, I've been knowing that.
yeah.
But one thing that I love about the defragging of the mind and getting your mind together and your thoughts and things like that and changing who you are is because even though me and Angie feel different on that, I
right.
still respect what she believes and she respects
Gotta
what I believe.
respect what she feels. Right.
Right,
Right.
Absolutely.
Now it's funny though, because I do believe in spirituality. I am against religion. Me and her agree on that.
right. But that's the
So
freedom of spirituality.
yeah, that's the freedom of spirituality. Religion would tell me not to mess with her. Religion would
See,
tell
Right.
me not to mess with a Muslim. Religion would tell me not to mess with certain denominations. You get what I'm saying? And spirituality, I can mess with them all, even with my different beliefs.
mute your mic, Lisa Queen.
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're
And
okay.
see, in spirituality, you have the ability to identify your own perspective and your own understanding, your own
Mm-hmm.
interpretation. Religion, it damns your own thought process in that you have to agree with this specific thought process or you're wrong. Every
Yep.
other thought process is wrong. But that's an imprisonment because everybody cannot perceive in the same understanding at the same point at the same time, not even the same terms.
Mm-mm.
Like I can say the word apple. And in our mind, we vision what apple is in our head, but we can't necessarily see the same vision. Therefore, we don't necessarily have the same interpretation of apple. But religion will force you to have an interpretation that you don't necessarily have. Spirituality, it allows you to understand your own perspective.
Yeah, and it also lets me know that an apple still isn't an orange. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Um,
Exactly.
but what's what's the main thing I tell you, Angie? At the end of the day,
Hmm.
we all gonna know who's right and who's wrong.
Right.
So if I'm going to sit here and go through hoops about religion type of situations, I'm not gonna bother with that because
Right.
at the end of the day, we gonna know. Period.
That's it. That's all. All right. Well, we've been having fun with this, and y'all know I usually stay on an hour. So I'm gonna let Lisa Queen and Critical Queen y'all give y'all last statements to the people. And I thank y'all so much for coming up here. It really
You're
means a lot.
welcome.
It
You're
really
welcome.
means a
I've
lot.
enjoyed it. And I just want to say thank you to the chat for coming in and embracing the conversation.
Yes.
Um, and Lisa for definitely coming up here and
Most
giving us some more
definitely.
enlightenment on some things.
And y'all don't run away from it now. Y'all come as much as y'all want to. I love it.
Yes. Blessings to everybody. Angie, Critical, the chat. And best thing we can do is protect our peace.
Yes.
Yes.
Protect our peace, our energy, you know, just stay in your lane.
Might
So
That's
need that
right.
energy for a rainy day. Save
yeah,
it.
Yes.
yeah. So that's what I'll say. Just be kind to one another as best as we can.
And
Yeah.
ain't
Yes.
nobody perfect. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody perfect. We done all
Yeah.
acted a donkey. We done
Mhm.
all acted a donkey. But it's got to
Oh,
be a
yeah.
time when you say, I'm tired of being a donkey.
That's
Right.
right.
Right. Right. So,
Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much for coming up here. I've been, doing my little journey, being up here by myself, but I really appreciate y'all coming up here and, That really means a lot to me. I
No
really
problem,
appreciate it.
baby girl. There's always time. I just love your voice. It's subtle, it's sweet. You can get a little hood, but I love it. You too, critical.
Thank you.
I'm a little firmer than Angie. I
Yeah,
am. I am.
yeah.
Thank y'all
We've
so
been
much.
through the storm. Ooh,
I know.
child.
Yes. We family.
Yes, yes. It's what we need. A
Thank you.
92%.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. But anyway, I'm gonna get on down and finish washing these dishes.
All right, enjoy
Go
your
Okay,
time.
ahead.
Queen. We not
Yeah.
too far behind. Thank you so much.
You too, love. All right, y'all. Mwah. Y'all
All
have a
right.
good day.
You too.
Okay.
And thank you so much, Critical. Y'all know that's my queen. You know, she always be there to help me to, I get a lot of wisdom from you, Critical. You really like you got my back and it means so much to me. You have been what I would consider for myself, if I was to have a leader, you'd be one of them. And I really appreciate you in my life for all the wisdom that you have given. You have so much value to me. You mean a lot. And I really appreciate you coming up here on the panel for me. I told everybody I had a treat.
I thank you for having me. Don't lock the door next time. I'll be
Hey,
busy and
Rebecca Queen.
I'm out here trying to save the world. You know what I'm saying?
No, what people gotta understand is when you have someone that comes in your life with wisdom, you don't run them away. You listen to the wisdom that they give you because the wisdom that they have for you can be life changing and for the better.
Yeah.
If you just move in faith and see the results, it will affect you in a way like none other. And you have done that for me, and I really appreciate you.
Well, I thank you for being who you are. But I also, I'm big on going through everything I went through because it showed me what to look for, what not to look for, what to expect and what not to expect. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes,
even people that don't get enlightened or get wisdom, it was for me. It was for me to learn,
right.
about people. You know.
Yes. Rebecca Queen, I'm so happy that you came through, Mama. Please, if you just getting in, hit the replay. We got a good message today, Queen. I'm so grateful every time you come through. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate everyone that came through today. Y'all, we
I'm
gonna
gone,
get off
sis.
here because I be done appreciate y'all all day long for another hour. Thank you so much. All right, peace and blessings to all of y'all.